Our ancestors are calling. They want to be found. There's a story to be told on how things went down. Today I bring these books to you so I can show you all that we do have a Phase 1 Black Museum. I got this first book here with me today. It was written by John Hawley, and he was over the Urban League in the 1970s. And the reason why this book is so special to me, because this book was about the neighborhood that I grew up in. It talks about Marcus Garvey when he came here in 1922, and the house that he stayed, one house down from where my great-great-grandmother was, and how he attended People's United Methodist Church. It has a lot of history in this book. Okay, this book right here is The Legacy of Missing Pieces. And this book was written by a college professor by the name of Polly McKnight. Okay, Polly McKnight had been down here several times from the University of Boulder being my guest speaker. One day, Polly had just finished up a workshop out at the Family History Center for me, and there was this lady that was sitting in the chair across from her, and she was also Panamanian. Polly looked at her, and Polly asked her to open up her mouth. And the woman said, "Well, yeah, why?" And she opened up her mouth, and Polly asked her, she said, "Is your dentist's name such and such a name?" She said, "Yeah, how did you know?" Polly said, "I recognized my father's work." That's how sharp Polly is. And this book right here, we do have some Quanders here in Colorado Springs, but I was the one that brought this book to their attention. The Quanders first came here in 1654 to the United States, and they were servants of George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. We were in a meeting one day out there at the Imagination Celebration, and we were holding hands. And after the girl went around the room and introduced herself, I told her, "You have family here." She said, "No, I don't." Her and her father started talking. I gave the telephone number to my daughter's godmother. My daughter's godmother, they talked. The father, which was a judge in DC, he knew the one same-legged relatives that she had. Yes, they were. They were from 1654 when they came here with George Washington and Thomas Jefferson. This book right here, I'm pretty sure that everyone knows a little bit about this book. This is Fannie Mae Duncan in the Cotton Club. It's Everybody Welcome. This is her newest book out by Kathleen Ishmael. I would advise everybody to get a copy of this book. Now, I do have some of the family original pictures myself that I must find. Okay, this book right here, this has to do with our first black principal here in Colorado Springs, Vera Gaines Scott. She was the first principal, I guess when I was in the 6th grade at Garfield Elementary. And like I tease and laugh, and I said, I still remember that first whooping she gave me. I really honestly do. And this book right here was written by, well, it was interviewed and it was written by Dr. Marcella Roosh, but this book is the life and story of Norvell Simpson. Norvell Simpson was our first black, was on the school board, was Norvell Simpson here in Colorado Springs. Not only that, he was a Tuskegee Airman, and last week he did give us his uniform so he can hang up in our museum. And I'm happy about that. And also, we do have sheets for you guys to sign up for beginning historical and genealogical class so that you guys can learn about where you guys come from. As far as Phase 1 goes of our museum, everyone needs to come over there and visit. We have over 2,000 history black books that I cannot check out, but they are registered with the Library of Congress, so I have to use those books as a special collection. I have every genealogy form that you would ever need to start your own family genealogy. We have 3 different displays up right now, and we do have the 2 first black police officers that came here in the 1800s. One name is Horace Shelby, and the other guy is Henry Cornell. And then also we have all the first black firemen. And at that time we only had 10. So we had to fill that display in, that firewall in, with black staff of the fire department. And we also have a display of the Tuskegee Airmen. We have 6 of them here so far. And right now I have 3 of those uniforms. So they're bringing things to me every day, and I will be glad when phase 2 comes, because when phase 2 comes, we'll have our own building. And each and every one of those displays will have their own room, and will have their own story to tell. Last year, down at the library, what we did was Black Beauty and Barbershops. Some of those equipment and things were over 85 years old and plus. See, people actually do love in our community what we are doing, and people are donating me things every day. So that's why I'm saying we do need a bigger room. We need some grant writers. We need people to step forward and to make this happen like it needs to happen. I know I can't do it all by myself. There's too much history for me. Okay, like I said, I'm just in phase 1. I need phase 2 to come along so we can own our own building and do what we need to do here in Colorado Springs to not to let our black history die. This one maintenance guy that used to work in the library, this was in another state. He told me out of his own mouth. He said, when I worked in the library at nighttime, they would make us collect all the black books off the shelves and throw them in the dumpster. So there is so much of our history, you guys, that is actually disappearing. When you let it die, our young children, they don't respect it. And most of all, it's so important for our young children to respect some of the things that we have been through. Because once I think that they get that picture, they can understand and cause it to grow and make it grow. Right now, I would ask for each and every one of you guys to stand, because there's a story that I must tell you guys. Okay, you see this area all around in this area? All this used to be a lumber yard. Okay, this is where they used to hang us. Okay, Sam Hunter Sr. and Dr. Richard Walker Sr. used to have to come cut us down. Now, these stories were told by family members. These stories were told by the police historians. And also these stories were told by my grandmother. So I do know that there's something to this. This is where they used to hang us. So this is why I tell everybody, this is our sacred land, you guys. You might not notice it, you might not think anything about it, but yes, this is where we were hung and dead and buried. This is our land. This is where our ancestors' blood was shed. Thank you.